Good afternoon. My name is Michael Rowe. I'm the director of the Christian Life Conference, and I'm here with Dave Arevalo. He's a pastor, and I invited him to talk because I got to hear Dave a couple years ago preach, and I could see how he had a heart for the people that were sitting in front of him. He wanted to share the gospel with them, and he was just on fire for the Lord. So I got a hold of him, and I didn't know at the time, but he had a desire to do just what I wanted him to do, to come and preach at the Christian Life Conference. And I thought I'd just invite him in today to share a little bit about his ministry, where he's at now, and what brings him back to the Christian Life Conference this year.
Well, thanks, Mike. I really do appreciate you having me back. The question you asked me is to tell you a little bit about my church and what brought me back this year. I serve a church called Calvary Community Church. It's in Lancaster, Wisconsin. We're not a super large church, but we're filled with a bunch of people that love the Lord and want to do everything for Him, want to serve Him with all their heart, all their soul, all their mind, all their strength. Been there a little bit over 9 years, and in this day and age, that's an eternity for pastors. I appreciate the kind words that you have, and maybe I could give you a little bit of background about kind of my philosophy. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a church of 20, if it's a church of 40, if it's a church of 1,000, the gospel must be the central focus. Absolutely. And you know, our people have been incredible. Before I mentioned 9 years is an eternity, you know, what I find is that it's really sad that a lot of churches nowadays, in fact, I've heard, I don't know exactly what the most recent statistic is, but a few years ago, it was the average stay of a pastor in a church is just under 2 years. Mm-hmm. I think just under 2 years. I mean, when you're looking at the idea of serving in a church and getting to know the people, getting to love the people, having the people trust you, and I think that one of the reasons why that is that churches are always looking for a perfect pastor, pastors are always looking for a perfect church, and neither exist. Amen. And so there's always this continual movement. But again, it's not about a perfect pastor, it's not about a perfect church, it's about a perfect God that loved us. And that gospel is perfect, and that gospel needs to be preached, and people need to hear that gospel. And it's just a privilege for me, whether the church be small, whether the church be large. I consider it an honor to be one who's been entrusted by the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords to handle His Word. And I take it very seriously. I take each and every time I stand up and deliver a message, I always pray the same prayer. It's, Lord, I don't want to say a word.
Absolutely. I
don't want to say a word. I want your word to speak, and I don't want anybody at the end of the day to say, you know, Dave Arevalo is a great pastor, Dave Arevalo is a great speaker, Dave Arevalo is a great anything, because I'm not. Mm-hmm. I'm a worm. but I serve a great God, and I want His message to just sound forth out there. I'm back here at the conference. I believe in this mission. I believe in what you guys do at Straight Shooters. Mm-hmm. I've been honored not only to do the Christian Life Conference, but we've done the trap shoot together. We've done the crappie quest together, and it's a fine organization that you have here. But what I like is the heart. I like it that you pray for me to say, Dave, I don't want you to be prideful. Thank you, by the way. I mean, I appreciate that heart. I appreciate that this conference from the very beginning, from the outset of it, was something that was consecrated, and that you've bathed this thing in prayer. I believe that this conference is something that's been prepared on your knees. Yeah. And if we were to roll up the pants there, you'd see a lot of blood and scrapes because you've been on your knees a lot. And it's a privilege to be here, and I'm happy to be speaking here.
Well, thank you very much, and we are very appreciative of you being here and your congregation, you know, sending you to do this work amongst the people that are here. So, well, that's it.